Hello again, this is George. If you know even a little AutoCAD, you can draw this model in both 2D and 3D in less than 10 minutes because it is a simple object and requires only a little explanation. The purpose of this tutorial is to show you how to do it. Please remember that in AutoCAD there's always more than one way of drawing anything. My method of drawing may seem unusual to some people, but it has worked for me for the past 20 years. So be patient. What you are looking at now is my 2D drawing, drawn to scale, and a solid model of the object. If you look at the icon in the lower left corner of the screen, you can tell that the drawings being displayed are in paper space because a small right triangle is shown. The first thing to do is to erase both the large and small viewports. You can see that the drawings have disappeared from paper space. All that remains are two rectangles which I drew previously to serve as templates for when I redraw the viewports later on. Also, the Layout 1 button, however, is still activated, so we are still in paper space. To get back to model space, I will now click the Model button. With that accomplished, notice that both drawings still exist in model space even though they were erased in paper space. Now I will erase both drawings from model space so that I'll have the room to redraw both the 2D and 3D views. Now that the space is empty, I'll attempt to draw the 2D drawing. I'm going to type L enter to draw a line. I'll pick a point. With ortho on, I'll move to the left and type 1, enter. Then I'll move up and type 2, enter. Move to the right, 4, enter. Move down, 0.75, enter. Move to the left, pick any point, enter. Now I'm going to draw a line again, L, enter, from this point here, and draw it up straight anywhere. Pick a point, type enter. Now I'm going to type RO. I'm going to rotate the last line I drew from its base point right here, and I'm going to type minus 45, enter, because I want the line to go clockwise. So you need a negative sign. If you want to go counterclockwise, it's positive. Now I shall type F, enter. Radius is 0, so I can select both lines and clean up the drawing. Now I'm going to type CO, enter. I'm going to copy this vertical line, this horizontal, and that vertical line. Hit enter, pick a base point, and move it down, like so. Enter. Now I'm going to type O, enter, to offset. I'll type 2, enter. I'm going to offset this horizontal line down below. Once again, I'm going to use F, enter. The radius is still 0, so I can select these two lines. I better take off Object Snap to do so. I'll try it again. F, enter. I'll select this line and this line. Enter to repeat the command, and I'll do this other side. Now I'm going to type L, enter, draw another line from this intersection here to go down, but I'm going to go to the perpendicular of this line. Enter. Repeat the command. Going to draw another line from here, going to the perpendicular point on this. Pick it, enter. Now I'll type TR, enter. I'll select the horizontal line, enter, and I'll remove these two portions. Enter. So the model, 2D model, is okay. Now I'm going to type CO, enter, make a window, then copy the top view over here to the right. Enter. I'm going to type PE, Polyline Edit, and select any one of the lines. The computer asks me if I want to turn it into a polyline. I say yes, enter. Then I type J, enter to join. I want to join to that polyline I just created all of these lines. Enter. You enter twice. Now you can see by highlighting it that that is indeed one continuous line. So now I'll move into the southeast isometric view, and I'm going to extrude. So I'll type EXT. I'll select the polyline, and I'll type 2, enter. When they ask for a height, I'll type 2, enter. Now I want to rotate that, so I'm going to go into Modify, 3D Operation, Rotate, 3D Rotate. I'll select the object, pick any base point like that. I'll select the red ribbon. I want to go clockwise again, so I'll type -90. The basic drawings are completed, so I'm going to go back to the top or plan view and dimension the drawings. Having finished constructing the 2D, the solid model, and dimensioning of the object, I want to get back to paper space so as to view the drawings properly and make the entire drawing ready for printing. So I'll click on the Layout 1 button. As you can now see, my template rectangles are still there. Now to create the two viewports, I'll type MView and select the two diagonal points to create the larger viewport. Now I'll click Enter to repeat the command MView and select the two opposite corners of the smaller rectangle for a second viewport. Actually, I believe that you can have up to 15 viewports on any one drawing. Now we'll double click inside the smaller viewport, switch to southeast isometric view, and then zoom and pan so that we can enlarge the model. To get back to paper space, we will double click outside the small viewport. Also, we want to click on the perimeter of the large viewport and click the Properties button to change the scale of the 2D drawing in this viewport. You must remember that when using paper space, the entire drawing should be printed at a scale of 1:1. However, individual viewports can be set to different scales. One drawing may contain several views of an object and all at different scales. Nevertheless, the entire drawing is still printed at 1:1. In this case, I want the viewport to be printed at 1/2, so after clicking the Properties button, I'll scroll down to the Miscellaneous Standard Scale and select 1/2. Once the scale is set, we double-click inside the large viewport to gain access. Now we pan so that only the 2D drawing is visible. So once again, we have to double-click outside the large viewport to get back into paper space. Finally, if we don't want the large and small rectangles to be printed, we can go back to the Layer dialog box and freeze the layer viewports. The drawing is now complete. If you enjoyed following these simple instructions and want to make more solids, you can search YouTube under MD Guide for more tutorials or email me. Thank you very much for watching.